Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting, trying, popular high-end makeup video where we test out popular high-end makeup, and I'm going to tell you if I think it's worth the hype, worth the splurge, or worth your money. If you didn't watch the last one, I will link it below in the description box, up here in a card, and at the end of this video, so you got a lot of options. Just choose one. In case you don't know, this is a little series I do on my channel where we test out popular high-end makeup, and I'm going to tell you guys if it's worth the hype. So, yeah, that's my serious voice. If you guys watch me, you'll know that I am a drugstore junkie. I do not think high-end makeup is worth it for the most part. So yeah, you guys are getting my honest, unbiased opinion. We're going to be talking about the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Face Primer, the Kat Von D Lock It Foundation, the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara, and the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. So I already have my eye makeup done, and I'm also already wearing the Too Faced Mascara, which we'll get to. But I also did an eye tutorial over this look, so I will also link that below, up here in a card, and at the end of this video. I've been using these products for about 3 weeks now, so I've really given these a good go. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and start with the Too Faced Primer. So again, this is the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Primer. This runs for $32 at Sephora. It says it is a replenishing face primer that hydrates, smooths, brightens skin for a dewy, healthy looking finish. And then it has a whole lot of description and words. But basically it is infused with coconut water, and other skin revivers which work together to boost skin's radiance, promote elasticity, and help hydrate while locking down makeup for a fresher, longer, and more flawless wear. So basically this is supposed to be a hydrating primer. I've heard a lot of people say it makes their skin look more revived, makes their skin look less dull and more bright. But real quick, let me tell you guys, I do have a mildly oily skin. Like, it's not super oily, but I always look for hydration and like really moisturizing face products. And a lot of people said that they use this as their moisturizer and their primer, so they just completely skip out on moisturizer. I personally do not trust this product enough to skip that step because I think moisturizer is extremely important. I think it's not something you should skip. This is nothing more than being cosmetic to me. This is not an actual skincare item, so this is not something I would use after cleansing and toning and all that stuff because it's a cosmetic. So this says it's supposed to act like an energy drink for your skin. So a lot of people that I watched said that this made their skin look more plump, and if they were tired they would put this on and it would make their skin look more like awake. I don't see it doing that. Like, this doesn't do anything more special than any other primer I use. And I've tried it next to numerous other primers, and as far as improving the wear of my makeup, I don't feel like this does more than another primer does. I don't feel like it gives me more hydration. I've also tried wearing this without moisturizer, and I just don't feel like this really compensates for what my moisturizer can do. If you're looking for a primer, it's a good primer. I mean, it works. But as far as being like, what is this, $32? This is not worth the hype to me. Moving on, let's talk about the Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo Foundation. So on the back it says it's a full coverage, 24-hour wear, transfer resistant, matte finish. It's fragrance free and oil free. So you do get 1 fluid ounce. Here's what the packaging looks like. So this is $35 at Sephora. So I really like how this color range works because they have light, medium, and deep shades, but within all of that range they also have different undertones. So for instance, they have a light cool, they have a light warm, a light neutral, they have a medium cool, medium neutral, and so on. So I got the shade Light 48, which is a neutral, and it says light sand with neutral undertones. So there are different neutral undertones within this range too. So there are like 3 different light neutral shades. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, the packaging's pretty neat. You do get a box with these, and this is one thing that really bothers me because part of the reason that these high-end products are so expensive is because they vamp up their packaging so much. Because if you go to Sephora, almost everything is in a box. Just pay attention to that because that's where a lot of your money is going. But this is supposed to be full coverage enough to cover tattoos. I don't have any, clearly, so I can't really test that theory. So this says it's formulated with 21% pigment, which is actually pretty good because most foundations, like especially in the drugstore, I think it's like 11% or less. It's a pretty low number. But it says natural polymers absorb oil for a matte, soft finish, and the added emollients provide a velvety texture for perfectly smooth, hydrated skin. So we're gonna pull back my hair, get it out my face. Beautiful. So this is a thicker formula. As you can see, it's not dripping down my hand or anything. So the color match is amazing for my skin right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Beauty Blender on this side. So yeah, as you can see, it's covering almost immediately. And by the way, I forgot to show you guys, I do have some blemishes. I have this little friend right here I gotta cover up. Can you see it? So yeah, I definitely do like a beauty blender better for this than a brush because it just kind of thins it out a little bit. But this is a thicker formula. It doesn't feel like super heavy on the skin or anything. It doesn't feel extremely lightweight either. It's just kind of middle of the road. So if you have dry skin, I do not recommend this at all because this is pretty oil absorbing. It's a very matte finish, but it's also not like a super flat matte. So if you are a fan of matte finishes, I think you would like this. So this definitely is a full coverage. I wish I had more to cover up so you guys could really see that, but this is pretty easy to blend out. Also, this does last all day long. It does keep pretty much everything on my skin all day long, like as far as blush and highlight and bronzer and all that stuff goes. If you have oily skin that's like mine where it's not super oily, you could probably get away with doing no setting powder or anything on top, but I do use a setting powder still because it helps with like powder blushes and bronzers and everything put on top to go on better, because you don't put powders on top of liquids unless it's like a setting powder. Anyway, so yeah, there is one layer. It pretty much covered up every single thing on my face. So you do have to work kind of fast with this because once it sets, it is a little bit harder to move around and blend out, but it does set extremely fast. I definitely do like a sponge better than a brush because it just kind of thinned it out a little bit to where it's just a little bit easier to spread. But yeah, it looks really good on my skin. It is like a velvety matte finish, but there are foundations that I've tried that do compete with this. I do not think this is like super revolutionary or anything. So now let's talk about the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. So this is $27 on the Sephora website. They have 10 shades and I'm the shade Y21, which is a yellow undertone. So they have red undertones and they have yellow undertones. This is the lightest of the yellow undertones. So this is a very light shade. I feel like this is too light for my skin. I feel like when you get concealers that are too light for your skin, they just don't conceal dark circles. So here's what the shade looks like. It looks like paper, but we're going to use it anyway. So this is a decent concealer, but again, it's not something that I feel like is worth the hype. It's not super moisturizing. It's not super full coverage. It does crease and fade on me, which is like the biggest thing I heard people say it didn't do. I feel like it doesn't cover up my dark circles all that well. This is something I'm gonna say is not worth the hype. The last product we have to review is this Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and as I said, I already have it on this eye over here. So this is $23. So it doesn't really say anything about lengthening or anything like that. It pretty much just says it volumizes. It says it contains a film forming polymer for smudge proof all day wear and unique peptides for the deepest intense black possible. So since I already have this on, I'm gonna zoom you guys in and put you close up so you can see what's going on with it. So I do have the mascara on the top and bottom lash on this eye. So I am going to be doing a dupe or better of this mascara where I like fully review it and apply it and everything. So that's why I didn't apply it in this video. So it does have this hourglass shaped wand, but honestly it's not like a super deep hourglass shape. I do not like this mascara. It is not nearly as good as some of my drugstore mascaras. I've tried so much better. It's just kind of a middle of the road mascara for me. Like it volumizes a little bit, it lengthens a little bit, it thickens. It's definitely a thickening formula, I will say that. It does give like feathery looking lashes, but the biggest kicker for me is that it flakes so bad. Like I do not feel like this is $23 worth. And again, like I said with the packaging, it comes with not only this 10-pound weight, but it also comes with the little box and all the pretty designs and stuff. So you're literally paying for packaging. And I wish I could zoom you guys in close enough to see my under eye area right now because it is already creasing. I'm gonna try to zoom in. Hey, look at this. Can you see those lines? What? I'm only 22. So I went ahead and went off camera and finished up the rest of my face so you guys could see how all the products looked when everything is done. Forgot to mention that I even noticed creasing when I've set my under eye concealer, so I just want to go ahead and point that out so I don't have comments saying, yeah, it's going to crease because you didn't set it. So yeah. Gotcha. So yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Also, if you're interested in a tutorial over this eye look that I'm wearing right now, I did use the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I will link it below in the description box and up here in a card. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. Thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe, follow me on all my social media. All the links are below, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Mwah.